Now to a controversial education bill that has been approved by a state Senate committee in Tennessee and now heads to the full Senate. The measure here would prohibit teachers from discussing homosexuality in kindergarten through 8th grade classrooms. The measure is nicknamed the Don't Say Gay bill. Joining me now, nationally syndicated radio talk show host Michael Smerconish, who's also an MSNBC contributor. Michael, so one of the questions that probably enters everybody's mind when they first hear about this story is what will happen if a kid comes to a teacher and says he or she is gay?
Well, it would be illegal if the teacher were then to respond and entertain some kind of a conversation. I don't understand this, Richard. I can only assume that it's born of some naivete that says if you say it, then you're going to catch it, as if you could catch the gay or some such thing. And the harm that obviously comes from this is that if you can't give the latitude to a teacher to address this subject in certain circumstances, I think you're destined to perpetuate ignorance on the subject, because those who would object to this kind of a conversation, they surely aren't teaching inclusion on the home front.
What's interesting about this, Mike, we're looking at some of the statistics here. According to UCLA School of Law, in the state of Tennessee, which we're talking about here, there's an estimated, 4,200 of Tennessee's children that are living in households headed by same-sex couples. Yet at the same time, there's a Tennessee law that bans same-sex marriage. So a lot happening on this issue in that state.
Right. And therefore, what is the message that is being offered to the students of those being raised in the kind of households that you've described? Right. I mean, the message that's going out is that can't even be uttered. It's like the Voldemort of their educational experience. He who shall not be named in the classroom. It's wrong on a whole variety of fronts.
Also, when we talk about this issue, there's gay marriage. It's an issue that is raging across the country. We have to think about that. Battles over gay adoption, that's also part of discussion. What is sort of the national sentiment and where this is going, you think?
Well, what I would hope is that people would recognize that while you don't want a teacher to supplant the role of a parent in trying to teach values and whatever the moral code might be in that household, by the same token, you can't graduate students who are illiterate to some of the social issues that are taking place. I've long believed that in an effort to make sure that we're not pursuing one particular religious stripe or another, we are graduating students who don't know the fundamentals about the differences in religion. There needs to be some modicum of information that's provided so that they're educated on a variety of fronts. That's what I'm trying to say.
A very interesting issue as we watch that happening in Tennessee as well as across the country. Mike, have a very good weekend.
You too, Richard.
All right, thanks.